Hey guys, Majid Obama here, and today on this edition of Scrub Busters, I want to talk to you guys about Vampire Savior. This franchise is one of the most fun and easy ones to hop into. It's a fast game. You'll be able to get a lot of games in really quickly, but it's also not hard to just jump into and start playing. Look kind of intimidating with the speed of it, I think, but it's actually not bad to pick up and learn at all, to be honest with you. For you guys, I'm going to do a little bit different on this edition of Scrub Busters. Normally, I suggest one character. I could not decide with this one, so I just picked 4. You feel free to skip the chapters. Make sure you watch the mechanics primer just to hop into it. But I have a simple rule with the characters in this game. Look, man, if they butt ass naked, if they playing with their feet out, basically they're probably pretty easy to learn, and they're damn near top tier. So my 4 that I'm going to suggest to you: Sasquatch, the Quidjibo; Wolf, my man Rikuo, aka C-Main; and then Felicia. These 4 characters I think are very, very high return for very low effort. And trust me, it's a rewarding kind of game. With that said, let's hop into it. Vampire Savior is a 6-button fighting game. Light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. And if you think about it arranged in the way that you have on the screen like here, the next part will make sense. The hunter chain basically means you can press buttons and cancel the animations into each other in an ABC-like sequence, going from weaker version to stronger version. So for example, light punch, medium punch, heavy punch. 1, 2, 3. Light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. 1, 2, 3. Tap it fast. The second rule here is you can go punches into kicks. Light punch, light kick. Now combine them and you can zigzag. Light punch, medium kick. You can also skip levels. Jump, light punch, jump, heavy punch. Don't overthink it. It's a really simple system. And as soon as you start to dig into it, there's a reason why it's so fun to press buttons in this game. Everything works. Now, you can't go in the reverse, right? You can't go big, strong button into a light button like that. It doesn't work that way. There's some scenarios where you can combo that, but it's going to be a link. It's going to have to be proper timing. It's not like this where it's a cancel. But this is basically just the hunter attack system. Vampire Savior also allows you to air block. That's important because you'll see a lot of interactions in the air in this game with players jumping and blocking, and that also means that you can use your air buttons in your hunter chain to kind of staircase opponents. However, that means you can air guard those buttons and respond with a button of your own. You'll see this interaction a lot. Also, remember that grounded normals are not air blockable, so this will come into play when you look at characters with really good throw option select buttons. Characters in this game can create terrifying offense, especially if characters are able to utilize instant air dashes or ways to cover ground very quickly. For that reason, you'll want to try to tech hit or advancing guard in this game. The way it's implemented in this game compared to like the Versus series, if you're familiar with later games that use this mechanic, is kind of wonky. This is ultimately what's going to separate players who are like intermediate level players from advanced level players. At the beginning, you don't have to worry about it too much. Just keep it in the back of your head and try to do it from time to time, and I'll show you a technique as well. But the rules associated with this mechanic in this game, it's very weird, just rock with me. From within the 14 frames that you block something, or when you're in block stun, you want to press 3 to 6 unique button presses. And based on the buttons that you press or that it activates, if it does, you'll get a chance to tech hit. And based on the strength of the button that it hits, that it procs on, you'll get more push or less push. Really, what you're trying to do is, when you're in block stun against some of these characters that have attacks with a really, really heavy block stun in their offense, you want to try to roll your hand as if you're turning a doorknob. So this is a way to get at least 5 presses off pretty quickly, which percentage-wise is going to give you a pretty decent chance. The way I was taught to do this was to do like light kick, light punch, medium punch, heavy kick, and quickly try to turn the doorknob in that motion while you're in block stun. Remember, you only have 14 frames. Ultimately, don't get too frustrated if you can't do this very well in the beginning. It's something you'll get better with as time goes on. Like I said, just keep it in the back of your head. Whenever you're in block stun, think like, oh, I can push block. Try to turn that doorknob as fast as you can. Eventually, you'll be able to get it to hit. You'll flash white. It'll say tech hit. You'll hear the little laugh, and you'll see why high level at this game, when players are so good at being able to do that, why it can be so fun to watch. This game also has guard cancel attacks as well, which you can input by doing the DP motion with either punches or kicks depending on your character while you are in guard stun. Offense is very strong in this game. If you find yourself getting smothered a lot, don't be afraid to do them sometimes. Even though your mileage may vary, some characters have good ones, some characters have bad ones. They also have meter burn versions of these as well that you can do by 2 buttons. Pursuit attacks are attacks that you use on knockdowns to be able to rack up a little bit more white life. And these might be useful in situations to close out rounds, in situations where opponents are staying down or not teching. So you do it simply by just hitting up in an attack. And you'll do a nice little chunk of white health. Or you can do the meter burn version, for example, like to close out a round, this is a good idea. And you'll do a little bit more. Before there was the heat system or V triggers, there were dark forces. You activate these powered up states by using meter, and you can activate them by pressing 2 buttons of the same strength, depending on your character. They might even have 2, so like Sasquatch has 2, for example. This is just a chance for you to leverage a character unique ability and state to be able to try to turn the tide of battle. They're not all created equal, some are better than others. Unrelated, Zapple's got one of the coolest intros. If you know that song, what song is he playing here? If you know that song, let me know in the comments below. I just want to see. I want to see something. It just depends, but some of them are really, really strong, and they're worth considering depending on your character if you want to try to turn the tide of battle. Felicia's, for example, she summons a helper to be able to do some crazy pressure scenarios or just combo confirms. Okay, guys, first up is going to be Sasquatch. This character is something of like, I guess he's kind of like a hyper grappler with zoning sometimes, but also just like some really ignorant buttons, man. First one I got to point out is his jab. His jab is cancelable into itself, of course, for a render bonus, which you can then link in the stand medium punch. And if you hit that link, you can cancel into his EX DP with kicks, ES Big Typhoon. Don't do this move that much outside of a confirmed situation like that, but at least at the start for now. Which brings me to his next really ignorant button, that stand medium punch. Huge just stop sign normal. If you find that characters are trying to like run into your face and stuff like that, this is an ever-present threat for them. As well as his crouch heavy punch. This is not just a good ground normal, but also a situational functional anti-air. That brings me to his jump medium punch. This is the Ralph Wiggum. One of the most probably one of the most infamous Sasquatch normals. This has an insane hitbox on it. It's one of the best air normals in the game, and Sasquatch has a unique air throw hitbox. This is a little bit wider than a lot of other characters. So this being your air throw OS button, man, if you just meet people in the air sometimes, you'll be surprised. Like, you just be air grabbing people. The last normal that I want to point out with him, his sweep. This is important. Anytime you're in range and you get the opportunity to sweep just to get the knockdown, do it. Let's just say for now, it's important for Sasquatch to hit these knockdowns when he's in range to run his offense. The other specials that I want to point out with him, this character has a lot of specials. Not all of them have the same value, in my opinion. I think at the beginning, you can razor focus on just a couple. So for example, Ice Tower. Down, down, use the medium punch version without meter. It's just a few more active frames, more than the jab version. But you could think of this as like a bad stationary DP. So if characters are trying to poke you, it's really easy to just catch limbs with it. If characters are trying to jump in on you, they keep jumping on your head, shut that down. Then you'll notice this is a very good way to kind of like stop that in combination with your other normals. If you want to use meter, do it with both punches and it becomes a full screen projectile as well. Excellent move. Please use this a lot. That brings us to his next special that I want to point out, his command grab. He'll freeze your opponents, and for some characters, you're going to want to use the meter burn version of this command grab to keep them frozen for longer. The reason why is because since they're frozen, you can actually get a combo after. And remember what I said, any chain that just ends in sweep like that, you'll notice you're still in range to be able to use Sasquatch's most infamous, I think, like his offense is built around this, the hop. This character, when you do a dash, he'll hop forward through the air. He'll leap forward through the air about 3/4 of the screen. Check this out. Goes pretty far, right? You can hit his attack buttons out of this animation. So look at where he lands. This is jump medium kick, by the way. Jump medium kick is really good to do this if you think your opponents are trying to jump out of your offense like that. You'll check them out the air, and they'll likely land right in front of you to where you can either do it again or press another button. What this character revolves around is finding knockdowns and being able to run into his hop pressure, where you can then harass them with jump medium punch. And you can link these into your hunter chain on the ground. So, to find another knockdown. Just like that. Now, here's the difficulty spike. His hop goes really far, right? You can actually cancel it with a back input. So 664. And he doesn't go as far, it becomes faster. So this is going to be, I think, the hardest thing for people that are hopping into this character is getting used to doing 664 really quickly. It's fast. But it allows you to really, really speed up his offense. And once you get comfortable with it, and it doesn't take long, this is really as hard as this character gets, then you can start to have fun with mixing people. So for example, harassing with hop light punch, hop medium punch, hop heavy kick, which does 2 hits and might make it easier to confirm in a lot of situations into your chain and knockdown. But then also if you think they're jumping, hop medium kick, just to be able to check the jump like that. And then once they start respecting that kind of offense, that's when you start to have fun with them. Empty hop in the EX command grab, punish them for it, knock them down from the EX command grab, and then run it again, loop the offense. Or if you think they're trying to jump and you're checking them with this, okay, finally, they're just going to stand up and respect you a little bit. Empty hop, and then you go low. And you're playing Sasquatch, really. That's all. That's to hop into the game. That's all you need to know, really. Use your meter primarily at the beginning. You can do his guard cancel, of course, in block stun with kicks in the ES version, the meter burn version as well. But what I really recommend you focus on using your meter on in the beginning, ES towers, ES command grab. Really, that's Sasquatch in a nutshell, and you're ready to play. Next up, we got to talk about Talbane, aka Gallon, the Wolf. Dude, the characters in this game are so cool. He's a werewolf. In order to strengthen his mind so he doesn't go crazy to become a werewolf, he learned Kung Fu, right? To, like, gain the mental discipline to control himself. The way it plays out is now you just taught the werewolf Kung Fu. It completely backfired. You got the werewolf who he's pulling on nunchucks and stuff. Anyway, if I had to point out a few things about him, first of all, his speed, he has some great buttons, but also look at his jump arc. It's a little bit lower, I would say. And that also is going to complement some of his air buttons, especially his jump heavy punch. Another just like among the top class of air buttons in this game. Jump heavy punch, look at how far it hits. Look at how far down it hits. Important air button and just a really, really strong air normal. Crouch medium kick. Look at how far this hits. This is a mid poke, and it's important because it's special cancelable into Gallon's infamous Beast Cannon. But you can just go to this in general. And also being able to cancel into his command dash quick move, which you do by all 3 kick buttons. Again, built-in mobility. Jumping light kick is another button that's important because the cross-up potential. You can cross up with it on characters as they're waking up. And you can actually cancel into his nail special with simply just doing cross-up jump light kick, jab, stand medium punch, a forward input, and then light kick, medium kick. You'll have to practice it a little bit, but once you get used to it, that's just an easy cross up, you know, 1 bar, but does a nice chunk of damage. Crouch jab as well. This is just for the range on a crouch jab, plus on block as well. Crouch heavy punch. This is more of a situational anti-air button, but it's though bad on frames, it can be pretty good against some ignorant jumpers, people who like to go to the air a lot, and they're not coming down with some like really, really, really strong button options in this game. This button can just eat them up. Crouch medium punch as well for the range as just like a poke. And also a good check button against characters that have instant air dashes that are going to try to pressure you from up front. This can be a good little stop sign for them. Mobility. You got to talk about this character. He also has a dash, right? Which he can attack out of. Just a simple forward input. And then jump medium kick is a good one just to be able to get a little bit more reach out of it. Jump light kick as well is also useful for this, for the speed of it. And again, using these attacks and quick move. Quick move will allow you to think like Blanca from Street Fighter, where he can hop through opponents. This kind of thing, attack. And if you get able to land a knockdown, it's not hard to mix opponents up with something like this, right? And you just do that by just holding down forward with all 3 kicks. This is another attack, right? Where, similar to Felicia, throw OSing with his kick buttons. So for example, this command grab. Or just his normal forward heavy kick grab. And the beauty of it is, if they are unable to be thrown, or they're jumping, your close heavy kick is going to come out and tag them out the air. And as a close heavy kick button, this one is awesome at being able to deal with just like the preemptive jumps. Really, really strong button, and it goes all the way up to the top. Really, really strong option just to use heavy kick when you're trying to throw people like that. Another thing to keep in mind with him is his flash kick is not a real flash kick, but it can be used as a combo tool. So for example, from a beast cannon, going for something like that. And you're going to be using this move a lot. This is the reason why you play this character. This is the thing to grind with him. It's also his guard cancel as well. Main things you want to practice with him are, of course, comboing in the climb off of normal beast cannon and ES beast cannon. But then the main reason and the main thing that you're going to want to practice with him, especially, I would say start off by just doing this. Crouch medium kick, ES beast cannon. You're allowed 4 moves, right? So what that means is you want to practice doing this in a way to where you're consistently able to juggle your opponents for the most hits while securing the last one and the knockdown. So the pattern that you want to learn at first, mid-screen, focus on doing up forward, up back, up forward, straight down. You can go with that route, depending on if you want to side swap or not, or in the corner going with up forward, and then down forward, and then go into your mix from there. Beware, Gallon's sweep doesn't have the range that a lot of other characters have, so sometimes you'll find it actually better to just end with stand heavy punch in some situations. But if you are sure that you're in range, for sure, just take the sweep and go, just run game. It's just a quirk to be aware of. His sweep is not, a little bit stubbier compared to some other characters. It takes a little bit of practice, but they're very satisfying to hit, and they do a huge amount of damage. You can also use it in the air to kind of just poke. And again, remember, you can always combo into ES climb on hit. Just like that. Next character in the rotation, Felicia. This character has awesome speed. It's really easy, I think, for players to hop in with her, and you can just start pressing buttons and you'll start to see results very quickly. The power for her to just like swarm is really strong, and she has some buff-ass buttons to back it up. First one is one of the more ignorant air buttons in the game, her jump heavy punch. This button is cracked. Also a really good air throw OS button as well. If people are jumping in the air, it's not... Her air buttons in general are really good. So you can hop up with jumping lights to maybe meet them in the air, but if you want to go for some air throws, this is an excellent air throw OS button. Standing light kick. Godlike footsies button. Multifunctional, but really shines as a fast anti-air. It's really easy to just tell people, no, stop jumping. Stop, 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 stop. Very fast. You don't have to thread the needle in this thing. Use this against jump happy opponents and thank me later. Crouch heavy punch as well. Note that this button makes her go airborne, and also it's cool just to throw off timing. So if you're doing like a chain, right? Doing it like this to kind of throw off your opponent's timing, especially if they're trying to go for like tech hits or something like that, will allow you to also just kind of whiff in their face and be able to repressure and tag them back real quick like that. It's a good anti-air button as well, but it's also not throwable because she's off the ground like that for a few moments like that. Don't be afraid to throw this out pretty liberally. Jumping light kick is also important because of how far downward it extends. So while not as buff or as stout of a box as the jump heavy punch, this one can hit really, really deep against characters that have like lower crouching hurt box statures and stuff like that. But crouch medium punch as well is another all-purpose button. I mean, situational anti-air, it's cancelable. Footsies is in one button. She has a lot of cracked buttons though, is the thing, and you'll see as soon as you start to hop in with her, you'll see it. If you want to guard cancel with her, you do it with her kicks, her delta kick like this, and you can do the ES version as well. Her mobility is where she really shines, I think, because it kind of ties the room together with the rest of her kit. She has a hop as well, which of course you can go to with some of these air buttons that we were talking about, right? So being able to harass like that with hop from mid-range, but it's more so because the attack range is big because of how buff her buttons are. In addition to being able to hop, once you get a little bit closer, like in this range, this is where you can use certain options like cat scratch. The scratch is plus on block is what's important. I recommend you starting out just using the jab version. which looks like this, and the medium punch version, which looks like that. Being able to use these to create plus frames and pressure your opponent will really, I think, put them in a situation where this character really is going to test your opponent's ability to tech hit well. You'll notice even like her jab, for as far as it hits and how good the frame data is on it, you can harass low-level opponents that, like, if people, you know, oh yeah, man, I'll play Vampire Save You. Bro, just pick this and just bully them with it and just watch as they try to tech hit it. And then that's when you just go in and get a throw or something else, you know? The other thing we have to talk about, don't be afraid to just kind of do some pressure sometimes just to mix it up. Go for sweeps if you're ever in doubt. But the other attack that she has is her buckler. This goes full screen like this. And if you hit a punch follow-up on contact like that, she'll do another scratch or on whiff. ES buckler will give you an extended attack like that. Don't be afraid to use meter on this. But where she really shines, oh yeah, she can also jump on your opponent's head. This heavy kick, right? So her command grab, you can do with the kick input or her forward kick, heavy kick throw. This as a throw OS button, her close heavy kick, is awesome because if they're trying to jump out of it, they're going to get tagged by that. As a throw OS button, it's awesome. Oh, you're trying to jump? Get kicked. Oh, you sat there? Get command grab. Or get grabbed, you know? Whichever you prefer. The last thing that I want to talk about with her is, and this is kind of like the thing that I guess you would practice initially, her Dark Force. Using meter to do this, she calls out the cat assistant, and you can put together some sequences that are very hard, I think, for beginner level players to deal with adequately. They're going to have to really know what they're doing in terms of like being able to tech hit like that. And I'll give you a starter sample combo just to kind of mess around with and learn. So activate, crouch, light punch, crouch, light kick. And you can kind of just loop crouch, medium kick into light punch, cat scratch. Close, medium kick, cat scratch. Close, medium kick, cat scratch. Close, medium kick, cat scratch. Do it about 2 or 3 times and then just end with a ES buckler or something. That's a good combo that's going to hurt a lot. You're going to probably get close to removing a light bar. And that's easy. It takes a little bit of practice, but have faith in yourself. You can do it. First things first, shout outs to Ace Vane. I love this character. This is Aulbath, a.k.a. Green Manta, Sea Mane, whatever you want to call him. Aquaman, I don't care. This character is strong as hell in the water.
Because you know I'm strong in the water.
The beauty with this character is it's about the game plan. It's not a specific attack or sequence that you're grinding with him. You're really trying to play a game plan with him. And his is specifically built around finding the corner. Now, he's built in a kind of interesting, like kind of guile, doll-simmy way. The first button I want to talk about with him, jump, medium punch. This is an awesome air throw OS button. It's not uncommon to meet people up in the air. If they're out of range, you kind of just harass them with this, but even as an air to ground attack is excellent, bro. Look at the reach. Also, you got to talk about jump heavy punch as well. Another good jumping button. Also has far reach and is a really good air to air option as well. Think you got to talk about this button, stand medium kick just for the reach, right? His sweep is also really good, goes really far. It's not too slow either. The other option that you have to know is his dash is cancelable. It's a unique dash, right? So he has some dash normals, like dash heavy punch. The one I want you to pay attention to, dash medium punch. The reason why, plus on block, but also if you're able to hit this link, if you're able to hit that link, you can basically just do the rest of your hunter chain. Go with crouching light kick after the dash medium punch. Basically, the pro Aulbaths, what they'll do sometimes is they'll kind of OS and roll their crouch light punch and light kick after. So you have like double the chance of hitting the link. But basically, as soon as you hit it, nail your sweep. And the reason why is because you're about to run game on them. But first, you got to take a look at the rest of his other specials, right, of note. Poison Cloud. This is another awesome zoning tool. Reason why? When you hit them with the stinky, you stun them and get a free jump in. You're trying to jockey for position mostly with this character, right? So then they end up running into a dust cloud, poison gas, and you turn it into a knockdown. turn opportunities that you get with this character into knockdowns or force corner positioning. That's the mentality that you're fighting with. So poison basically works where there are dead zones, but you're basically playing the lanes on the screen. So if you think they're going to end up in this lane close to him, note this move does have slow startup. In the middle of the stage, you go for the medium kick version, and this is just done by holding back, count to 2 in your head. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, forward medium kick. Hold back, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, forward heavy kick. Right? Doesn't go quite full screen, but if you meet a burn, you hit everywhere. You hit everywhere, and you can turn that into a knockdown. It's just like that. So he's really good at being able to slow the match down at will and force your opponents to have to engage with you or play around your projectiles or anticipate how you want to move around the screen, whether you want to dash in, whether you want to go through the air, whether you want to do a delay, something like that. Also of note, his jump light kick, especially some of the bigger characters, this can be an instant overhead. Jump light kick, if you hit as early as possible, you see how deep that hits? It's fast, but if you practice it, you can do it. Like that. You can catch a lot of people off guard, kind of just like holding down back like that. Talk about Sonic Wave. Sonic Wave is a little bit faster than Poison Gas, and you want to use it, I guess, like right in front of you, right? But it kind of has a similar effect where if your opponent is hit by it, they get stunned. Long enough for you to be able to just jump in and confirm into a knockdown. And that's good. 7 hits off of that. ES version, it's okay to use meter for other versions of these attacks too. Poison Cloud, Sonic Wave. But the real reason why you play this character, generally you want to prioritize meter usage on this as well, is the bubble trap. Ideally, you find yourself in the corner, you just knock down your opponent, and you're standing about right here, right? Where you're just in range of like jump medium punch to be able to check them if they try to jump out of this, because what you're going to do is you're going to lay the bubble on them. Now the bubble, when they get hit by it, this is what happens. They get stunned, whether they were blocking it, whether you got them to hit it. The whole point is you're forcing your opponent to have to deal with this bubble, and if they fall into it, guess what you're going to do? Gonna dust cloud them, knock them down, and do it again. And you just loop it. His whole game plan is basically just to find the knockdown in the corner, use your meter to put them in the bubble. Now, there's lots of character-specific escape options to deal with this. For example, characters with double jumps will often try to double jump out around the bubble, right? That's when you start to anticipate that. That's one reason why I say, like, you're not playing this character for a specific thing, even though you are. You want the bubble, right? But it's rather about the game plan. And you learn what other characters' options are to deal with bubble by playing the game. And you'll get used to that, and you'll kind of get an idea of what to look for. So, for example, normally it's just like, set the bubble and then maybe meaty them with the stand medium punch, or stay far away and lock them down with, even medium kick from a distance, or sweep, whatever you want to do. But maybe some characters, it's better to just, you think they're going to hold up back, right? Because they want to double jump out. That's when you meet them in the air with something like jump medium punch. The whole point is to get them to fall down into the bubble and then just run your game plan again. Also note, he has a really good Dark Force. So if you get in some dire situations, don't be afraid to bang on your Dark Force option, leverage that meter to ride the Horseshoe Crab. He basically just gets out the corner for free a lot of times. I can't say for free, he does have recovery when he gets off, right? But you can also just hop off early and then just dip. That's basically this character in a nutshell. You get used to cornering people, laying the bubbles on them, and then just split splash, you're taking a bath. And then do it again. Set it and forget it. You'll notice, especially when you're playing people your level, man, there's a lot of scenarios where it's like the health bars almost don't even matter. You can run somebody, put somebody in the corner, and if you can read their tech patterns, be able to force that knockdown again, or have them tech into a bubble, it's not uncommon for you to just have crazy comebacks. Well, guys, that does it for this edition of Scrub Busters. If you guys enjoyed the video, look, I'm trying to go for 60,000 subs this year. I'm going to try really hard, and I'm going to get memberships open on the channel as well. So if you thought this was a cool kind of video, make sure you check out the other videos as well that I have on the channel, and I've got some cool ones coming up. But also consider subscribing and consider dropping a like, comment, hitting me up at the comments. I read them all the time, and just thank you. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.